In this video, I'm gonna really break down AI for real, like for real, for real. For all my coaches, all my agencies and business owners, this video is for you. Every guru says just add an AI agent and it's gonna 10x, 100x your business. But in reality, most of these agents, they're not really ready to run your coaching or agency solo. They're kind of all over when it comes down to communication. They break funnels, miss context, and they leak your brand voice. And what I found is that it's not really plug and play. I know a lot of these gurus and all these people are telling you that AI, you got to get AI in your business, how simple it is. But I've literally tested and spent over 10 hours of my time figuring out this whole AI thing of softwares and AI agents so you don't have to. So I'll show you the truth behind the hype, where AI actually works today and where it fails. I've already gone through the headaches and the pain, so that way that you can win. So let's hop right into this video. The truth is AI is just not really there yet. I'm about to show you a number of platforms that are very well known that people are going to for their AI agents to create workflows, to create automation, using these softwares to be able to hopefully take away the stress from growing your business and ultimately be able to make you a lot more productive. So while you sleep, your AI agents are always working for you. That's the dream, right? That's the dream. The dream is to have your AI agents working for you and where you don't have to deal with all these employees and contractors and where people need sick time and all those type of things. That's the dream, right? As an owner, hey, I want to get, especially like a lot of the admin stuff, the admin tasks. And even if you have a team, wouldn't your team rather have some AI agents do the monotonous, tedious admin work that it needs to be done over and over again and have that done so that way they can be more efficient? There's a real thing here. And with AI, it's just very interesting to me where I didn't fully understand it. I know a lot of people are using it, but I had to figure out, okay, what works for me though? What context does that AI actually work for me? So I actually spent the past probably 10, 15, probably 20 hours. I know in the intro I said 10 hours. It probably was longer of me going through and really trying to figure out what to automate. So this will tell you the do's and don'ts. So first things first is let's just go through a couple of websites that I used. So that way I can save you some time. Can I do that? Can I save you some time? So the first one is Motion. So Motion AI, this thing sells you that you have a busy calendar, your inbox is crazy, and they have these AI employees that can help you manage your entire workflow. And here's the thing. So I would give Motion AI out of 10. Let's do some ratings out of 10. So I would give Motion AI probably a 7 out of 10. And here's why. Is overall, the main thing that they're selling, it does do for you. So it does manage your inbox. It does help you having the AI note taker go into your meeting. So that way, maybe you don't need any other additional note takers that you're paying for today. It does actually send you a recap and send you some pre-notes to your meetings that are coming up. So there's certain things in here that do really, really work. Now, is it part of the AI agents? They're kind of selling it that way, but really not even setting up an AI agent. It just kind of did this thing for you already. That's kind of how Motion AI got really known. So when I was going through this, I mean, first of all, their pricing is a little bit steep, I think, which docks them at least a point. It's just once you really start using this as, that's kind of cool. Once you start using this as a business owner and you start to really start using this, I mean, this price is still cheaper than a person, right? Than having that person on your team. So there's some level to this where I'm like, hey, that's cheaper and I could have all these things really running for me. That would be the dream. But a lot of these softwares, it does take some money to really see what really works for you. Now let's talk about these AI employees really quick. So these AI employees are pretty good, but they don't do everything that I think that they should. And they error out a lot. So let me explain. When you're setting up these AI agents, and my trial actually expired, otherwise I would show you the back end of this. But when you're setting this up, it's pretty quick to set up their agents. Now, some of these other platforms are not as quick, but it's pretty quick to set up these agents. But like Chip, like my guy Chip, right? The alpha was fine to set up. He took 2 seconds to set up, and boom, it was done. He was prioritizing tasks. He was replying to emails that if the ones that I wanted to, taking notes in meetings, like that's fine. Chip, on the other hand, I could not get Chip to actually like get him set up. He just kept airing out, especially when I tried to connect him to my CRM that was mentioned as an integration in here, which is the reason why I used it in the first place. But their integrations were not like, they don't have many native integrations, and I was trying to connect him to HubSpot, and it just kept crapping out again and again and again. So for me, that was a big red flag for me, because it's like the second agent that I tried to create, I just started to error out. And then they have the project management, which is cool, because if you already have a project management tool, this can really help you streamline everything, which I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I could get rid of Notion or ClickUp, and we'll go into some of those in a second. But maybe I can get rid of that, and it auto puts things together for me, and I literally have like an AI project manager taking care of these projects for me, which I'm like, that's pretty cool. But you still need somebody to literally go through and really make sure things are getting done. And if you have a human element to your projects, there's only so much that AI can really do for you. So we're not quite there yet. But Motion, I would get about a 7 out of 10. I do recommend trying this if you are a solopreneur and you are trying to manage a lot of things from meetings. Maybe you're a coach and you're trying to get meetings and scheduling and just keep track of just your projects in order. I would probably recommend this. You will probably save time with it, but it's not as quick as just getting it set up and like you're done. There's definitely some tweaking, and that's kind of the theme with all these going through. So the next one I want to go to is actually this one. So N8N. So this one here, so I saw this video on YouTube, and of course I was like, oh, this is really interesting. Let me check this one out. Because the YouTube guy, he was talking into his phone, right? He had his phone talking into it. And then he was like, hey, go ahead and send an email and also update this for me and make sure that this project gets done and change the due date to this. And he had his phone out and he was talking into Telegram, and then he sent the message, and then it did all these things for him. So it seems. And then he's like, hey, let me show you how to do it. And so then he goes through this whole process of how to do it. And one of the systems that he was using was this N8N. And so this has a lot of workflows. Some are for sale, but it has a lot of workflows. But I will tell you, once you get in this, in the back end, and let's see if I can try to show an example. So like literally, let's see. So this right here, see if I can move this around. It won't even let me move it around. I can somehow move this. See, even this is like, it's just janky. It's just janky. But this right here, that's literally how it looks in the back end of N8M or N8N. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot to set this up. So as a business owner, you're trying to save time. You're trying to make sure that, hey, I'm trying to set something up quick. I want some quick wins. And then if I want to keep tweaking and adjusting it, I'll go through that later. This is not that. This is, you really need to know almost a level of coding and a level of development to even use this tool, because it is not easy. It is not user-friendly, and there's a lot of hook-ins and connection points and all these other things. And that's just what makes it really kind of scary for a lot of people, where they're like, yo, I don't know this. Now, here's the good news. Once you get all this stuff set up and it actually works, you can hook it up with pretty much anything. they have so many integrations. There's a gigantic list of 1,157 integrations, and it literally can be connected to almost anything. But here's the price that you're going to pay. The price is your time. If you don't know how to do this, it's going to take you forever to set this stuff up. And second, you're probably going to just have to pay somebody to do it, to set up. So that might be worth your time. That might be something that you want to explore. And the pricing isn't bad, I would say, for using this stuff. Now, 10K of credits, workflow executions, you would think that sounds like a lot, but it's not really. And we'll get into that in a second. But, I look at that 10K is kind of like the middle ground where people are charging for their credits or for actions. And it's depending on what kind of GPT or what kind of AI that you're using, that racks up pretty quick. So I would rate this N8N, I would rate this probably a 5 out of 10. Pretty much average. The reason why is because of how complex it is for you to actually get this thing working for you. But if you are already super tech savvy, have some development background, and you like messing around and tinkering around with stuff, this could be an 8 out of 10 for you. But for everyday average users, this probably is not really for you. So the next one I want to go to is Sentra. So this is actually the back end of Sentra right now. I have been using it for the past month. So we're going to dive in and see what Sentra is, how it can help you. So Sentra's whole thing is that it has 12 AI ready workers that will work in your business. And each one of them, they look really cool because this is kind of animated and the interface is awesome. I will say that the interface is absolutely incredible. It was very user-friendly, very easy to get set up. Right when you log in, you give it your business information. It takes it into the AI, the brain AI, which is basically like how it stores all your information. And it just starts asking you questions about your business to learn more and more and more, which is awesome, which I feel like other tools need to add that element to what they're doing. Sentra, on the other hand, so it has these workers, and it has Buddy, Cassie, and they all have a name, and they're all within an area of business. So business development, sales, copywriting, talent, SEO, social media, email, data, and they're all supposed to work for you. Now, here's the thing. I love this software, Sentra. I love it for the fact that it's like ChatGPT. When you go in on it, ChatGPT is awesome, but it still doesn't always know everything that you have going on, and it's not connected to anything unless you start to connect it. So there's a lot of massaging that goes into it. This already has these workers that are already set up for business. So it's already got like a little bit of a curve where it's helping you in your business. So if you have things that you need done in your business and you need to problem solve or to articulate, if you need some strategy, this is an awesome resource for small business owners. 100%. This is a great resource because you can go literally tap in right on here on SEO. And this is actually a new screen here, which is awesome. And then you could say, hey, I'm trying to optimize my podcast page. What tips can you give me? Now, here's the cool thing. So Xiaomi already has, it should have already had my podcast in the AI brain. And this is what I'm saying. Like, some of this stuff is good, some of the stuff isn't. But this is good. So find foundational SEO, so I can go back on my pages and see, hey, what do I need to change? Making sure that the content structure ranks, technical, rich results. Like, it's giving me a full breakdown. And then it'll constantly, say like, hey, so share your URL. So I'm going to share the URL right here, and it will search. It should have already known that because it should have already known that. I already have it in the brain, so it should have already known that. But it says like, hey, the title tag, make sure that it has these names on here. And this is really good feedback, to be honest. Like, we probably should change some of these things. We have some of this, but we don't have all of it. So this is awesome. So like, when I want to get honed in on SEO, like this is a person to go to. And then once again, they have something for the brain integrations. So they save all the snippets, the web pages, the files, the media, and it even has social media. So, it'll have social media that Sophie, I guess, does all your social media posts. So if you're a person that wants some social media content, just produce for you. And also you can hit a schedule button and it will go out and schedule the post for you without leaving the platform, which is pretty cool. Is it good a number like 100% of the time? No. But can it create drafts for you and then you can approve them and schedule them out? Yes. So it automatically will create, I think, 12 posts every single week for me. And it has content, publish date, and you can it already has all this stuff ready to go. And I didn't even I need to obviously approve a lot of this stuff, but you can upload media and you can have it connect to your Google Drive. So there's a lot of good things here. So let me tell you about the cons here. So the cons about this is that the integrations is not a lot. So so here's the integration that you have, and they have more coming soon, but it can send an email for you. It can update something in Notion for you, but it's not connected to a lot of the more project management systems. And it doesn't have a lot of to-do things. It would be awesome if this thing had Canva. Holy crap. If this had Canva, this would be incredible. Stripe's coming soon. A lot of stuff is coming soon. If they could integrate where the AI agents could really do more automation things, because this is all they can do right now. They can comment on Facebook, they can do a daily summarizer, and they have the social media poster for you. That's really all they can do, and they can send emails and update your calendar. But it's not fully integrated in your day-to-day workflows, so it's something that you have to go into the platform and give it information and receive information and then take that information and then apply it to your business. Instead of you giving it information, it does these things for you and then it comes back with, hey, let me give you some ideas. And that's the cool thing is every single day it asks me questions right here. So, every day, every single team member is asking me questions about the business. And also what I love about that for coaches and agency owners, as you're growing your business, a lot of times you need, they're almost like a coach for you. They're telling you things that they're asking you questions that you should be thinking about. And if you don't know those answers, it will start to figure those things out for you. So for instance, what specific criteria or assessment process do you use to determine when a six-figure client has started to implement business structure or is ready for one-on-one coaching? So they're trying to give me what are those triggers? What are those moments that you may work with a person that's under six figures, or if they're ready to work with you one-on-one when they're over six figures, what are the triggers? What are the moments for that? And I can answer those questions. And then the cool thing is, guys, is that it gives you ideas based on what you gave it. That's what I love about this. It's hey, what if I put in there hey, I want more ways to make more money, or I need to streamline my processes, or I need to get deeper into this product or service that I have, or how can I make this offer even better for these type of people? It will think about things in the background and give you ideas and prompt you hey, Buddy has an idea. Buddy is the business development guy. So he's saying I'll develop podcast guest exchange networks. That's awesome. I'm probably going to click into that and see what's going on. The SEO person has an idea. I'll optimize your local market SEO. Cassie has an idea. I'll create client success milestone alerts. These are good ideas, but the problem is that the integrations don't support actually making these ideas come to life, because you still have to do the work. So that's where I think that this is the big missed opportunity. Will it come up later on in life? Maybe, but right now in 2025 on September, this is a missed opportunity. So I would give Centra AI probably an 8 out of 10. It is missing that automation piece. It's crucial, it's vital. And their big sell is this AI things will save so much time and work for you. I think it's more of, at least right now, until they get more automations, I think it is more of someone that will help you with the strategy, the brainstorming, and in all the areas of your business, and then be able to position your business for growth. That's what I really think it is. All right, let's go into the next one. So the next one is relevance AI. So this one's pretty cool, guys. I've been messing around with this for quite some time. This is actually the back end that I'm showing you right here. And this one has agents, and then they build into a workforce, which I had a gigantic workforce before, and I got rid of it because it was taking way too many credits. So the idea is that you're building literally your org chart, and then you can take agents. So let's say like my Nova specialist, I can take this thing, pop it in here, and then literally build the org chart of what I want things to get done, and I can connect them. Like, this is some next level stuff. So like if Centra had something like this in the back end, I think it would be next level. I think it would be next level, as long as it worked and it didn't have a bunch of stuff that didn't, break all the time. It would be next level. But the cool thing is that you can have handoffs, or you can have AI connections. So they can ask, like, the Nova specialist or the Notion specialist can, so the project manager can ask the Notion specialist, hey, what's going on with this? Or I need you to update this. They can check, and then they can go back to the project manager, which can report to an executive assistant or report to your director or whatever person that you want connected into this. And you can create manual triggers in here, conditions. There's a lot, okay? And there's a marketplace where you can either buy, or you can have some that are free, like account planning agent, meeting prepper. Like, there's a lot of different agents, and I'm still trying to figure out this platform. This is an entire workforce that's for free. So this will give you, I guess, all these connected apps all together, and it's a whole workforce, which is cool, and it's all for free. And they have all these different categories of things you may need, update a contact in HubSpot. So you can, it's almost like taking Zapier, and Zapier is good too. I probably should have added that to my list. Zapier, you already probably know about that, about connecting different apps that normally don't talk to each other. It connects those apps together. It's kind of like taking that approach, but giving your connections a personality, so that way they know how to handle situations, so they're smarter. And that's where the agents come in. So the agents, so this is my agent, this is a project manager, and they give you like a name when you create an agent. So let me just actually go through that process really quick for you. So create an agent, and I want the agent to be able to send emails and update me on what I need to do every week. It's something very simple, guys. You can write a lot more complex thing than that, but then it builds this thing for you, which actually this built very quickly because I didn't ask it anything too hard for it to figure out. But then it builds this thing, and that's the cool thing. And I'll tell you, like, some of these other ones, this, like the N8N, to build things that was not like this, where I could just tell it to what I wanted, and then it just gives it to me. Like, that's the dream, right? That's the dream, what we want. I'm waiting for your response. I'm here, bro. I'm here. It normally does not do this. Of course, when I'm recording. See, and actually this is a good point, is that when I'm doing these things with these AI agents, they don't always just seamlessly work. So, and that's the truth. Like, everybody is selling AI agents, and I love all this direction of where it's going as far as with the possibilities of what could happen, but it's not perfect. It's some of these softwares are janky. There's so many of them now because everybody's in a race to build the best AI platforms, and some of these things are janky. Like I don't know why this thing just froze up like this. I really don't want to come back to it because I don't want to confuse you guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Let me copy this. Let's go back. Yeah, it obviously didn't finish the agent. So we're gonna say emails with Gmail and update every week, and make sure that my team is notified. I don't know. I'm absolutely making this up for you guys. Oh shoot, it did something. I think that agent just finished. Yo, I think that agent just finished. Did it? Oh no, it didn't. I don't know what's going on, guys, but normally this thing works almost every time. This is the only time that this has happened. So here, let me go to invent. Let's try this again. If this doesn't work, we'll just move on to the next. But relevance, yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on. This is crazy. Well, relevance AI is probably going to get a 7 out of 10 because when it does work, it's actually pretty cool. The one thing I was going to say, just beware that, let's discard these changes. So beware that when you do get this working, it does take up a lot of credits. So when you have your workforce, something you guys should just be mindful for is that right here. So the L, I think it's called, basically your model, right? Your AI model that you're getting, you have to be mindful of how many credits it's using. So like the models that require more critical thinking or more human-like thought process or deep discovery, those will take more credits for you to use, which means the more credits means the more money that you need to pour into the software to get it to do certain things. Now, if you overcomplicate the things that you want it to do, that means that if you overcomplicate the things that you want it to do, that means it's going to take more credits for you to be able to do those things. So you just have to be mindful. Now, if you try to do as least credits as possible and you're doing complex tasks, it's just going to keep erroring out or it can't solve problems for you. So there is some tweaking and figuring out what model works best. Now, otherwise, you can tell it to, you can say, hey, performance model or cost-based model, and you can give it one of those as an option and it will pick for you. But there's a little bit of finessing when it comes to that. So just be mindful that as you're using these tools, it's not just a plug and play. That's the false advertisement. It is not plug and play. Each one of these softwares, if somebody was a hyper expert in these softwares, could they build something miraculous for you? Probably. If you're doing it yourself, it's going to take some trial and error, and you're going to have to figure out what you got going on. And there's a knowledge base, which is pretty cool. So, it's kind of like with Centra that you can put a lot of information into it. It checks that information, cross-references, and it can give you results. So it can really learn your business and actually be able to produce things for you. So I like this. I would say it's about, let's give it a 7.5 because actually I don't know what's going on with my agents, but we got to figure that out. But as you can see, I created a lot of agents to do different things, and I like the direction of where this is going. So let's go into Lindy. So Lindy is an AI assistant tool. It has kind of the feel of relevance AI, but what I've noticed is that Lindy, let's just go in the back end of this here really quick. So Lindy has kind of this breakdown of what it's doing in the back end, and you can tell it right here. Ask the agent builder, and I have to upgrade my things again because I just used it as a test, but you can put in your information just like this one, just like, hey, I'm building an agent, and this right here is called invent, and then I can put whatever information I want. It's the same thing, but what I will tell you is that I will give Lindy probably an 8.5 out of 10, and here's the reason why. Every time that I've put in a prompt into here, it creates it, you can test it, deploy it, and literally it just does it. Like I just feel like whatever model or whatever they're using in the back end of this, it just gets it. It gets what I'm trying to do, which is really good, guys. It's really good that because these AI things don't always just work instantly. And this, when I put it in here, it just worked. It works so much, and I'll give you a quick funny story. It works so much that, so I had a client. As I was messing around with this stuff, I forgot to turn off. I forgot that it was actually turned on for this new AI thing. And I had so many different AI platforms. I didn't know which one it was because I was just testing it and linking it into my accounts and the integrations with Gmail and calendar and all this other stuff. So I had one for like scheduling, and actually had one for like business development. So what Lindy did is that Lindy actually, every incoming email I got during that time, it responded to as like it was a lead, and started to talk with people in my inbox that I didn't even know it was doing that. So it started talking with people in my inbox, and it actually booked a call. It booked a sales call. Now it booked one with a current client already, but it booked a call with a client to talk about more synergies of opportunities and ways that we can help, and actually booked a call with them. It was crazy. So I'm like, at one point I'm like, oh man, I didn't want that to happen, because I was looking back at my emails like, oh my God, how many emails got sent out? I'm like, what happened here? But at the same time, I'm like, but it actually worked. It literally booked a call, and I had nothing to do with it. I had absolutely, as a business owner, I had nothing to do with it. And I felt like that was awesome. That was awesome. So it's just about fine tuning and figuring out like when and the right time. But that was a super funny story. It was the fast version of that. But this thing is, Lindy just works. It just works. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. Let me go back to my screen here. Here's the problem with Lindy right here. Upgrade. So remember I said the 10,000 credits, that's $100 a month. For 20,000 credits, it's $200 a month. Now, for Relevance AI, just going back to this, guys, the reason why I was trying to get Relevance AI to work so much is if we go into credit and plans, for $200 a month, you're getting 100,000 credits and up to 10 users. The problem is that if I want 100,000 credits, that's $1,000 a month. Big difference, huge difference. This thing also can make calls too, by the way. Huge difference. So that's why I'm like, I know Lindy is working, but I'm trying to get something else working, because that is pretty costly. So I give this an 8.5 out of 10. I would probably dock it at maybe a half a point because of the price and give it an 8 out of 10, but it does work. And with AI, like, you just want this stuff to work. All right, next up is just talking about all these other AI platforms. So ClickUp. Has this new thing called the Brain Max. So it's pretty cool. It integrates with your ClickUp, and you can be able to ask it questions. It's a floating app. It uses voice, and you literally can just press a button on your keyboard, and you could just talk into your mic on your laptop or your computer, and you can say whatever you want done. You can hit enter, and it sends it. And you're just like getting tasks added to your system, like, because your voice is faster than the way you type. So, and the premise of this is actually really cool, because it integrates with ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and other AI models. And you don't have to pay for each one of those, because it integrates and already has them embedded within Brain Max. So you only need one platform to use, and it has deep research. They keep tweaking this website, by the way. So this is funny too, right here, where it has the messages with iMessages. I don't know where that is. I pay for this, and I don't know where that is. I cannot connect it there. So that's the other piece I want to say really quick. These platforms, a lot of these AI stuff, I know it's a lot of hype going on right now. And I'm speaking more to my business owners right now. I know there's a lot of hype going on with these things, but they are overhyping this stuff. Like, they don't even have this integration right now. Not that I've seen. I've tried it both on Mac and PC. I cannot find this anywhere. They also have here, if I just keep scrolling down just to prove my point. Oh, did they get rid of it? Did they get rid of it? Oh, shoot. They had like a whole thing. Maybe they got rid of it. They got smart. Well, they had something on here. They had two HubSpot logos on here, and they could not integrate with HubSpot either. So, you know, these are, here we go. So these are the things I'm saying. There's a lot of hype around here. So just because like you got these fancy landing pages, just be mindful that this stuff is not perfect. It's not perfect right now, but it is helpful if you use it the right way, which we'll get into the very end of the video about just how to actually use these things. So this is what the screen looks like. Because mine's actually connected to our ClickUp, I won't show it exactly, but this is what the screen looks like. You can talk to text. It's got all the models on the side. It's got the apps that you can connect to it. It did keep erroring out when I tried to find things in my Google Drive when it was already connected to my Google Drive. So this is what I'm saying. The dream is still a dream. This stuff is still not perfect. This is saying like, hey, you know, this is in your Google Drive and like it can find anything anything that it's connected to. Not really, not yet. Some things it can find, some things it can't. Some things it errors out and doesn't know what you're talking about. Some things it can. When I tell it to add a task to a certain project, it tells me the project's not there. But even when I'm using the exact name title, but then I have to like take the link to the project, pop it into this Brain Max, and then it can link the new task to the project task. So there's just things in here that it's not 100%, but I can see where it's going, and if they can get it right, this can be really, really good. I decided to go with Brain Max for organizing everything because everything is a task. There's reminders, there's a lot of integrations into the tools, and then I can use the AI agents from other tools to be able to do some workflow automation. And it does have some AI agents of automating tools and automating tasks in ClickUp as well, which are not as fancy as these other AI softwares that I showed you, but it does get the job done. And they also have note takers already in your meetings, so it can take your notes. So you don't need, you don't need these other platforms, which is nice with the Brain Max. And I'm just trying to see if I can. Oh, did they take out the HubSpot logo? Did I take the HubSpot logo? Oh, shoot. Yo, I think they took the HubSpot logo. HubSpot was like, yo, you guys can't connect with us. I don't know what you're talking about. You ain't there yet. You ain't there yet. But Brain AI is actually not that much, guys. Right now, they have it at $28 a month per user. That's actually pretty good for what they do offer, especially when you consider the AI note taker and some of the other things that they offer. So, oh wait, here it is. This is what I was talking about really quick before we go to the last one. Project manager. Next, are you gonna show me HubSpot? I need sales. Oh, you're still showing it to me. You animal. Hold on. Oh my God. You animals. This is not true. You cannot connect it with HubSpot. I don't know why it even says that, but you can't connect it. It sounds good, guys. All this stuff sounds like a dream. It's a dream come true. It does have the AI agents, which is cool. It all sounds good. So some of this stuff works, some of it doesn't. And I know as a business owner, we just want stuff to work. We want stuff to work. We're already busy as it is, and we just want it to work. And we don't have all the time in the world to figure it out. And that's where the AI buzz and the hype is. You do need to massage this stuff. It's not going to be instant. So the last one we're just going to talk about, guys, is Notion. So Notion has an AI workspace. I won't go too deeply into this, but Notion AI, it doesn't really have any agents. It's more of, think of it like you have a database of information, and it's really good at taking that information and putting in certain fields or sheets or pages together for you, or databases. Like, that's what Notion is really good for. Like, creating a database, like, that is awesome. It doesn't have any of the AI agents or the bots or the automation, but it's really good at creating the spaces and also going through your data and finding things. That's what it's really good at. That's why I wish that ClickUp and some of these other ones had, is like Notion's AI, when it comes down to the database and them understanding what information you actually have, is way better than ClickUp or some of these other ones where I ask it certain things and it just doesn't know how to piece it together. Like, I asked ClickUp hey, can you create me a board that I want to do X, Y, and Z? And it was like, oh, I cannot create you a board, but I can give you the directions on how to, like, what fields you need and what templates might be good. But then I did the same thing in Notion. It literally spun up the entire board for me. And it was like, it was pretty much near perfect, to be honest. And that's what Notion is really good at. But then Notion does have some downfalls to it, that it doesn't have like some of the automation and some of the other things that some of these other platforms have. So Notion, oh, sorry. So here, actually, since we're on Notion, Notion is definitely, I would say, probably 7 out of 10. ClickUp Brain and ClickUp, I would say, is probably an 8 out of 10, just because of functionality and also where it's going. I kind of like where it's going. I'm also giving a little bit of bump just because of the future. In summary, AI, the way on how you need to use AI is that you need to think about your workflows, the areas in your business where you want automation to actually happen. You need to then think about the things that are going to yield the most impact into your business. And then how do we take those steps? So step by step, what needs to happen of the repeated tasks that you're doing, that's what you get the AI agent for. It's not going to take over all your sales. It's not going to take over all your operations. It's not going to take over all your finances and everything that you need to do. It can take over certain tasks, and you need to start small and then work your way up and build. AI today is not in a place where I can just say, hey, here's my whole business, like run all these things for me. It's not there yet. AI is not perfect. It will crash. It will bug out on you. It does take massaging. These agents on the marketing side on all these platforms, they all sound like they can just do everything for you. They can't. They're gonna mess up. They're gonna book calls with your previous or your current clients. They're going to and then also the other thing, guys, just keeping it real, all these platforms, they all do something in their own respects really well, and they do other things really poorly. And it's just like any software. It's like, if I could mash up 3 of these softwares, put them together, this would be the perfect software. But right now, at least I haven't seen any that exist. If you guys have, please drop it in the comments below. Please recommend other AI platforms. Like, I want to check out more of these. I would love if you guys told me, what other platforms that you feel is the right ones to go with, because I'm really, like, especially for our community of business owners, entrepreneurs, we're trying to find out better ways to be more efficient. And if we could find better platforms, then fantastic. I've shown you, spent almost nearly an hour with you guys to talk about this stuff, but I really want to find the best platforms. But platforms, like, they're going to constantly keep getting better. AI is going to keep getting better. Better tools, better things are going to come out. Maybe in 6 months, this stuff, some of this stuff might not even be an issue because AI is moving so fast. So all in all, I would say take bite-sized pieces of this stuff and really take what things you need automated in your business, and then you can start to apply those agents out there to do those things. And then you just stack on that. You can't have it say, hey, take over all my sales. You just can't do it, or create all these agents in all these different departments like I tried to do, and tell it like, hey, talk with one another, or quickly create a email campaign and push it out on this platform. Like, all the integrations aren't there. It's still climbing uphill, but it is getting there. And I think that from this video, you should really start looking into AI. You should start playing around with these softwares and just at least getting yourself acclimated to it, because it is growing. And if you're not learning about AI right now, you're at a huge disadvantage, because I'll tell you this, we use some AI in our business, and I know others use AI as well, and it is speeding things up. It is helping eliminate certain administrative tasks or tedious tasks that we're having to do, and it is very proficient. It never sleeps. It always is going, and that is a good feeling to have as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. that things are done and it is moving the needle forward. So all this AI talk, I would start, if you're not already paying attention on this, looking into these platforms to figure out which one's best for you. And we'll have links to all the sites down below. And if you have any questions on anything or anything else that you want me to cover in these videos, please drop it in the comments. My name is Jamar Jones. I am the founder of Forever Media, national keynote speaker, and the author of the book, Change Your Circle, Change Your Life. We have an amazing community of entrepreneurs all growing their personal brands and all growing their businesses. You can check that out in the description below. And yeah, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things for this video to get this out there. I'm really trying to help entrepreneurs, give you guys the breakdown, the real breakdown, you know, of how do you apply these things to your business. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.